Hey everyone, welcome back to Real and Raw. In today's video, we are going to be talking about victim mindset. Now, I want to say, or bet money perhaps, that we all know someone with this mindset, okay? Doesn't get anyone very far. In fact, it's actually creating the opposite effect of which they're trying to obtain. Now, let's do a deep dive about victim mentality. People that have this mindset, they want people to feel sorry for them. They want to be noticed. They want to be paid attention to. Um, they just want to feel like they're the victim, right? Hence the name victim mentality. It really is a very sad situation when you see someone close to you, for example, and it's always woe's me, the world is against me, life is against me, I can't get ahead in life, nothing good happens to me, I'm struggling again, oh, just living another day. Like, okay, I understand that shit happens to people. I completely empathize with that. There are some things that are out of our control that happens to us, right? But are we just going to let that suck us in to the darkness, so to speak, or are we going to try to do our damn best to deal with it? Okay, like the whole, life is just tough and I'm just out here struggling financially. I know a lot of people that are just struggling and they're just like not able to get ahead. Well, okay, that's where we got to get creative, right? I'm not saying it's a piece of cake. I'm not saying it's easy, but what else can you do to bring in extra income, for example? What else can you do? Can you make shit? Can you sell shit? Can you rent out shit? What can you do? Like, we have to be our own Superman. We have to use our brains and think creatively, how am I going to get ahead? We also have to think logically and we also have to be practical, right? I understand there's some people that are more disadvantaged than others, but where there's a will, there's a way. Can we ask someone for help? Can we get another source of income somehow? What can we do? But when it's like if I don't know who out there is familiar with tarot cards, but there's the card where, for the life of me, I can't fully remember it, where she's wrapped up with cloth, right? She's got swords surrounding her. Okay, and I'm gonna put a picture of it here on the video so that you have it for visual reference. But this card, it represents victim mindset, or that's one of the representations. I used to practice tarot a ways back. And so I'm sorry, I can't remember it. So again, here's the visual reference, the card here. Is this woman depicted in the card really a victim, or is it all in her mind? Okay. Is it all just in her head where I can do nothing about my situation? I'm completely fucked, for lack of a better phrase. Well, things aren't as fucked as they, I guess, could be in like the worst case scenario. What is it that you can do to help yourself? Well, go ahead and take that shit off of your eyes. You're not truly the victim here. What is it that you can do for yourself for a better tomorrow, or to get yourself out of this situation? And I'm not saying it's necessarily going to happen tomorrow, but what are some steps that you can take to get in the direction of which you're out of that situation? Okay. If something really bad happened to you, how can you grow from it? How can you even help other people in the same situation? How can you, dare I say, capitalize on this? How can you benefit yourself and other people from this? And I know that this sounds controversial maybe to some, but what is it that you can do to benefit yourself and other people, maybe make some grand impression upon people? And I'm not saying you're doing it just to gain acknowledgement for acknowledgement's sake, but rather what can you do to make a real difference in the world, not only for yourself but for other people? How can you take a bad situation and turn it into a good one, is what I'm saying. You know, what is in your power to do now that this thing has already happened to you? I don't know the sayings per se, so I'm gonna jack this up. Like, pick yourself up by your bootstraps. And I know I might get some people out there that are like, well, do you even know what that's referring to? And like, that is like not really empathetic. I'm not claiming to fucking know everything, first of all. I'm just loosely referencing that. You know, again, you have to be your own goddamn superwoman, superhero, superman, whoever the fuck's listening to this. You have to do something. Okay? Not You can't expect someone to save you. You can't. Unless you're a child, that's different. But if you're an adult, what is it that you can do to help yourself? Because the victim mindset ain't doing shit for you. It's not. It's really just keeping you in this hellhole-ish state. It's just keeping you in this loop of bullshit. Okay? And you can't tell me that it feels good. I'm sure it doesn't feel good. I'm sure it feels negative. Anything that feels negative all the time, it can't inherently feel positive. Those things don't go together. It's one or the other. It's either negative feeling or positive feeling. And it's negative feeling when you're in a constant state of victimhood. Okay? It doesn't feel good. So, are you going to continue to live this life of victimhood where you feel like everything and everyone is conspiring against you? Or are you going to fucking figure out what is it that I can do today to help myself? Even if it's baby step by baby step. It's like going up a goddamn mountain. I'm not saying that you have to find a way to fly up there. You have to teleport up there. I'm not saying you have to invent those ways or find those ways to do it, but rather just coming up with the game plan and taking the first step in that direction. Again, I'm emphasizing a practical approach here to change, to changing your situation. Okay. You have to be your biggest cheerleader and you have to be your own superhero. Okay. Because we cannot depend on others ultimately to get us out of our shit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's like your health, for example. What is it that you're doing to help yourself with that? This whole thing where, you know, my changing my eating habits or being on a diet is not going to help me. Diets don't work. Okay. What the fuck are you doing? First of all, what are you doing that you considered as valid, as a valid attempt to lose weight, for example? What is it that are you really analyzing it for what it is, detail by detail? And you can confidently conclude that you can't do anything about your situation. Okay? You can't even move the meter. You can't move the little knob there to change even a little bit. Okay. I'm not saying it's going to be comfortable. I'm not saying you're going to feel hunky dory the whole goddamn way. But instead of just tossing in the towel and just being like, well, I can't do anything to fix my situation or to get to my goal weight, for example, I'm sorry if that's not true. After you've exhausted legitimately every single fucking thing from least to most of invasive, and I would hope it would be the least. Okay, I would hope it would be like just good old fashioned starting off with diet and exercise. If you're truly analyzing your work, the effort that you're putting in, okay, for what it is, and you're not bullshitting yourself, okay, I'm sorry, but I think if you're doing it the healthy and correct way to lose weight, for example, I mean, you're going to end up losing weight, right? It's like 2 + 2 = 4. Unless you're some way out there outlier where it's something extreme, something not common, something medical that is just, it's really just Mount Everest to you, okay, I don't know what to say to you. But for a significant number of us out there that are trying to lose weight and we've simply just say that there's nothing we can do to change it, I'm sorry, I call bullshit. I call bullshit. I think that legitimate efforts that are truly analyzed for what they are, and if they're not correct, if they're not valid in the way that they're executed, well, of course you're not going to fucking lose weight. Of course you're not, because you ain't doing it right. Okay? You ain't doing it right, so what the fuck do you expect? Okay? So before you just again throw in the towel and chuck it off as I'm just going to be this way and I'm fucked, no, you need to really sit down and see what it is you're doing. Okay? What is it that you're doing? How many calories are you taking in? What kind of food are you eating? Okay? Have you checked in with the doctor to see what your current medical situation is? Have you checked in with your therapist? What is your current psychological state? Because that can play into weight gain. Okay? Obviously, and this is a fact. Do your research. Okay? Some of us go through trauma from back in the day, and then that's linked to obesity in the future or being overweight. Look it up. Look it up. And of course, what you take in, or certain medical conditions which cause water retention or what have you, weight gain in general. Okay? Do your research, but and please don't bullshit yourself, because that's not going to serve you and it's not going to serve other people. Okay? I am specifically talking to people, okay, that are trying to make a change. Okay? That are trying to actually change a situation. I'm not talking about anybody else that's content with where they're at. This doesn't apply to you. Okay? And I'm not being a hater either. I'm just cutting out the bullshit, because obviously this is a channel where I'm trying to deviate from that. I'm not here to pat you on the ass and say that everything's okay. I'm not here to be your yes person. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. So I think my rant is over for right now. Victim mentality, it don't serve you. It keeps you in a perpetual cycle of nonsense, okay, of sadness, of negativity, okay, and of doom, quite frankly. So, thank you for listening. I really appreciate you listening to this victim mentality rant. Please, please, please leave your comments, your opinions, and your thoughts in the comment section below. Please, let's be respectful to one another. Well, as respectful as we can be. It doesn't have to be fucking World War III in the comments. Not that I'm expecting that, but I just want to make that disclaimer real quick. You are appreciated as always for listening in. Stay tuned for the next video of God knows what I'm going to talk about next, but you know what? I'm going to try to make it good. I'm going to try to make it relatable, and I'm going to try to make it interesting. So take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.